I know exactly how you feel. You're in your 30s or 40s, working a 9 to 5 in some corporate job, grinding away and thinking, I wish I had something of my own. I wish I had the capital to start a business. I wish I had a unique idea. But let me tell you something. Anyone can start a business. Even you can start a business. And you don't need to quit your job or take out crazy loan to do it. I'm going to share my story with you. Today, I run a small business with a simple product and I still keep my full-time job. I show you how I got started and how simple it can be. I'm not hiding anything, but if there's something you don't find in the video, leave me a comment and I'll respond to every comment below. So let's get started. The biggest fear of starting? Failure. But let me show you something. You know the company Sony, right? Can you guess what their first ideas were? You wouldn't guess. Rice cookers, even soups, mini golf equipment, and slide rules. Do we see Sony soups today? Another player, Hewlett-Packard. Their first attempts, bowling client centers, automatic urinal flushers, and vibrating slimming machines. Nintendo, paper playing cards, Microsoft. Just a computer mouse. In 1983, they sold only 50,000 pieces to IBM. What's the takeaway? Waiting for the best idea in the world might be the worst idea ever. And I didn't come up with this wise statement. It was Jim Collins, a very successful entrepreneur. He also said this: first, get the right people on the bus, the wrong people off the bus, and the right people in the right seats, and then figure out where to drive. Do you get the idea? The important thing is to just want it. Then we can figure out the what. It took me 12 years to realize that I didn't have to wait for a groundbreaking idea, but that I needed to start and lean into it. After all, the most of the time, and I mean really, the most of the time, your first venture won't be your last. So don't try to build a total empire right away with your first idea. Opportunities create opportunities. You never know where entrepreneurship will take you. Next example, Visu Ski. The company started by producing skis for small airplanes in Estonia. Then only later transitioned to manufacturing sports cross-country skis and became the largest producer in Europe, perhaps even in the world. And today, no more skis. The company is solely focused on furniture manufacturing. But for starters, I recommend choose something you understand a little bit and enjoy. Especially the second. If you're willing, you can learn the rest. And you might be thinking that it's not for me, that I'm not good enough at sales and so on. But I think building a business is a step-by-step process that anyone can do. And the first step is that you overcome the fear of failure. Are you going to make mistakes? Of course you are. There's gonna be thousands of them. But the real mistake is the second you make it. Otherwise, it's experience that had to be gained. And I'm not going to play millionaire here. I'm not in the role to tell you how to build your own empire and so on. I just want to share my journey and show that it can be done and motivate more of you. I've had experience in construction and in engineering. So for me, it was the ideal choice to design something, to make something. Plus, I like 3D printing and wood. So I decided to combine everything. With my wife, and I created a unique concept of jewelry that we design ourselves, make ourselves, and sell ourselves. And sure, I know it's not rocket science, but that's not the point. It's about starting now and gaining experience. Trust me, designing a ring, designing a website, an Instagram profile, photographing everything and marketing it, that's a huge portion of new experience that you will use for your next business. And who says you have to stick with one for the first one? Check out this lady who has 27 businesses already. You think she started with the hardest model? By the way, on this channel I show everything about my side hustles, give tips on how and what, etc. So don't forget to subscribe now so you don't miss any more videos. Now, good news and bad news. The good one, it doesn't take much money or resources to get the first business off the ground. The bad one, It takes lots of time, lots and lots of hard work and passion, willpower and perseverance. Unless you're really lucky, which of course I wish you are, but let's say you are one of the 99.9% of people who don't have it, you'll have to build everything from scratch, and everything of quality always takes time. It's going to take an awful lot of time, which is why you need to choose a field that you enjoy at least a little bit. And I recommend starting with something easier. I tell you one my fuck up. For example, I once decided to learn how to program. I devoted almost 2 years to it, got to a decent level, and was even offered a position as a programmer. But in the end, I found out that in principle, programmer is not so different from a mechanical engineer, and I don't want to be a programmer. So choose carefully. Find your strong why. Write it on your fridge. Let it motivate you every morning, every single morning. It can be anything: money, being your own boss, time freedom, etc. But write it down so you're constantly reminding yourself. This one is especially super important. Do you know why? Most businesses end up quickly losing their initial enthusiasm and motivation. And no wonder. I'll tell you, after we designed a bunch of jewelry and created a beautiful website, we sat down in the evening with our wine and waited for lunch orders to roll in and people to get excited about our product. You know what happened? Nothing. Nothing at all. Not a single order for a long, long time. And that really takes the wind off your sails. And a lot of people pack it in. But I knew we were constantly improving in marketing, in design, etc. Gradually more and more followers came on Instagram, and finally the first order came. Once you get the snowball rolling, then it just starts rolling in. And once the first success comes, it becomes a drug and you start going crazy. And once business starts to pick up a little bit, you need to start outsourcing and freeing up your hands. Understood why? I don't want to spend the rest of my life cutting and polishing more and more jewelry. I want to grow the business, find new clients, and invent new things. A little secret. I'm already planning on launching my next businesses, so be sure to follow me so you don't miss out on this next bit of experience. I said at the beginning that you don't have to quit your job right away, but at the same time, starting your business is very time-consuming. So how do you do it? Set a mode and don't override the beginning. When you find your niche, the enthusiasm will come. And every day after you get home from your work, you will jump on the computer and start working on your niche. You will enjoy it. You will work late into the night. But in 1 week of nights, the results probably won't come right away, and it will get harder and harder. Eventually, you'll get tired of it and you'll skip one night, then another. And then you'll think to yourself, well, it's not so bad in the corporation. This happens to 99% of startups. How to be that 1%? Set small goals. Take it one step at a time. Imagine you're running a marathon, not a 200-meter sprint. You have to spread your energy and not burn out, but you have to be consistent. It's okay if you put in an hour a day, but it has to be an hour every day, and you'll see very soon how you're progressing. Little tip, set aside time for your business, and during that time turn off your phone, don't turn on YouTube, TV, and just focus on your business as much as possible. You'll find that you'll get as much done in an hour as you sometimes do in a whole day. And don't underestimate the schedule or roadmap. You can find a little inspiration in my video on how I built our jewelry brand. I'll leave a link at the bottom or at the end of this video. So you're always wondering, what do I start with? I think it's simple. Look around your city and think about what other people would need or want. Put 100 emails in the mailboxes in your town saying, you will cut the grass, you will wash the windows, you will wash people's cars in front of their houses. And sure, you don't want work, but you'll get your first clients and you'll soon start delegating work. And most importantly, it'll be your first experience with sales and businesses. Offering a service is often the very easiest way to get started in terms of initial investment. On the other hand, are you more creative and would you like to produce something? Paint 5 pictures, make a stool out of wood, make something out of leather, I don't know, and try to sell it. Make a simple website, make a profile on Instagram, TikTok, and start promoting yourself. It will take a while, but do you think Nike, Mercedes, or Coca-Cola was created in a week? Rome wasn't built in a day. And you don't know how to use the website or Instagram? It's not rocket science. Technically, it's incredibly simple. Just give it a little time, one weekend, and your first account and website will be up and running. The bigger challenge is the content and the look and feel, but again, for me, it's been a huge learning experience getting it up and running and figuring out that this video is liked and this one isn't, and figuring out why. And this, my friend, this is hugely important. And once you learn how to sell, you will sell anything. And if you are still scared of this, ask some friends or try to hire a freelancer from cheaper countries to help you with this for a few dollars. Alternatively, try contacting me and I'll show you what worked for me and what didn't. The last tip I'll give you in this video is YouTube. Document your journey on YouTube. Even if you don't plan on becoming a YouTuber, this will help you build your personal brand and it's completely free. I mean, of course, it's going to cost you time again and a lot of time if the videos are going to look a certain way, but for me it's still worth it these days. Plus, over time, you'll find that few people are actually interested in your content and will start reaching out and offering to collaborate with you. So you build a community of sorts, which is awesome. And you don't have to invest in super expensive equipment here either. I shoot anything on my iPhone and cut videos in the free version of CapCut software. I showed you what's possible with just a mobile phone and CapCut in another video, which I am including here for inspiration. And that, by the way, my friend, can be another tip for your business. Cut videos, for instance. So what are you waiting for? Are you still going to be persuaded? That is it for this time. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, make sure you hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe, follow me on Instagram, and I'll see you in the next video.